Well, I'm still groggy from the anesthesia, but I got to check, of course, the news. The NFL and the world does not stop just because I have colonoscopy. And so I'm seeing shout out to Brandon Aubrey, special team, NFC special team player of the week. Who else? Who else? I don't know how you can only say it's just special teamer of the week, and I'm going to set my phone right here. I don't know how you can say it's only special teamer of the week. Bro, this is the first time in NFL history, in the history of the NFL, that you've had a kicker have 2 walk-off field goals in a game. Walk-off field goal to send it in overtime, and a walk-off field goal in overtime. I don't think you guys realize how crazy that game was. To have 5 punts, it was I think 5 punts in overtime. That's freaking only a 10-minute quarter. That game should have ended in a tie, but it didn't. Cowboys found a way. And see, I'm old enough to remember when Tony Romo and Peyton Manning went toe for toe. I was in Hawaii, as a matter of fact, for that game. And it was crazy. Same kind of feeling, back and forth, back and forth. Defenses couldn't do anything. And in the end, it was one mistake. Tony Romo, and this is the sad part about football. Russell Wilson played an incredible game. The Giants' offense played an incredible game. The difference was a kicker. And that's hard for me because I've always been that guy that doesn't like kickers. Kickers, it's like, you have to understand, kickers have the life as far as a football player. You're not hitting the sled. You're not hitting each other. You know, the punter, I remember John Drew, he's on the sideline there, we'll kick a couple of kicks here. We're out there sweating our balls off, okay? We're hitting like crazy, okay? We're running all over the field, and as a scout team player, I'm going against the number one offense. They go out, they get some water and some more coaching. I'm still out there going against the number 2 defense. And you look over and you see the kickers, he's just kickers have these tricks with the football, they'll just kind of bounce it off the ground and catch it up, bounce it and stuff like that. And you're over there sweating, dying of thirst, and they're just kind of chilling like it's a country club. But I have to say, Brandon Aubrey, love the dude. Love the dude. I'm okay with him country clubbing over there because for him to hit not 1 but 2 64-yard plus field goals, yeah, you can't get 1. You can only get ice. When you think about how many games we've lost because of a kicker, they got one job. And when it's time to go, you better be ready to go. And Brandon Aubrey, I think actually the thing with Brandon Aubrey is the fact that he wasn't a college kicker or a high school kicker and stuff, that he went from going to Major League Soccer and not being good and kind of failing at that at the pro level, having been humbled and going and dealing with his engineering degree, shout out to him that he got his engineering degree, but being able to get into kicking because of his wife saying, hey, bro, you can do that shit. Incredible motivation by his wife and recognition of that when you get that opportunity, that you appreciate it more and you work harder to make sure you hold on to it. A lot of times there's guys that are gifted athletes and they've always been gifted athletes and things. And once they get to the pro level, they don't necessarily work at the same level of maintaining it because, like, oh, well, I've always been great. But it's those guys that haven't had it. And that's where I think Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott has always been the guy that's been doubted. Whether it was high school, he wasn't thought to be the guy until he got an opportunity. In college, until he got his opportunity because somebody else got injured. And the same thing with Tony Romo. That when you get into that position, and I will say Tom Brady was another one who didn't get all the accolades of, like say Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, everybody was tank for Trevor, tank for Tua. That you have all these expectations and stuff, and you've always been good, that you don't necessarily work as hard as that guy who had to struggle to get there. And knowing the struggle of getting there, it makes you work that much harder. So for our kicker, for those who are about to die, I salute you. And shout out to you, Brandon Aubrey. So it's 2 o'clock now. I'm a little groggy. I got a ride home. I'll be there, I believe, for the Dan Saleo show. And I can blame it on the anesthesia when I go off on the Eagles. And that damn tush push. Yeah. Peace out. Yeah, they haven't gotten the IV out yet.